Hi, I'm Brandon.
I'm Jade.
I'm Lincoln. I'm Harvey.
And this is our crash course. All right. It's video 2, but it's stop 3 because we forgot. Well, we didn't forget. We just delayed putting out
We're
a.
doing Arizona and Utah.
Nailed it.
I think we drove late, so it was dark.
Yeah.
And then we never re-recorded it.
Yep.
Hi.
Because it got hard to find the time in the new busy place while we're going exploring. But since the last video that we've posted, we have completed a month in Utah and completed a month in Arizona. And so we want to just do a recap video of highlights and things we learned from those two places. Here we throw it back to the boys first. Boys, tell me your favorite parts about Utah. Harvey, you first.
Having cousins to play with.
Oh yeah? Tell the people about your cousins.
Their mom and dad is my mom, aunts and uncle, but they're my age.
But they're your age.
Younger than me.
Yeah.
They're my mom's cousins, but younger than me.
So we call them cousins, right?
Yeah.
Yes.
And they call you Uncle Blandon?
Uncle Blandon. That's right.
Wendy.
Yeah, I think for me, my favorite part about Utah was that we had family really close. It was in a gorgeous part of the mountains. We stayed in a town called Providence, which is just right next to Logan, Utah, over the mountain range from Wyoming where we were staying before. And we were maybe 10 minutes from our family. So we got to spend a lot of time with family. We hadn't got to see in a long time. And our boys had 2 constant friends for the entire month. So it was really fun to see. We did fishing together all throughout the Logan Canyon, through the Bear River.
My favorite part was the kayaking Oneida Reservoir. And then the beaver dams.
Yeah.
Oh, and the wind caves. Hiking the wind caves.
Depending on my video editing capabilities, I might overlay some video of
Pokemon
those
cards.
activities here. Let's go! Pretty cool. But Utah was gorgeous. It was cold, still a little bit colder than I think I anticipated, so our jackets came into play. But we added a ton of species to our species list for fishing. Right, so let's see. So starting in Wyoming, we caught cutthroat trout, and we caught brook trout in Wyoming, and we caught 1 Utah chub. So we'd only caught 3 species, even though we caught a lot of them in Wyoming. Now, how many species can you name? Go one for one that we caught in Utah.
Yellow perch.
Yellow perch. We caught not only the first of the trip, but our first yellow perch that we've caught. That's not really a species that we had by us. So that was pretty cool. Yellow perch. Lincoln, what's one we caught? Remember some fish we caught in Utah? One of them, you were the first one to catch it. Remember under the bridge? It's another yellow fish.
Oh yeah, we did catch a shiner.
That was Arizona. Don't get to Arizona yet. Lincoln, you caught our first yellow bullhead catfish.
Yeah. But
Those
that
are
was
cool.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, in Utah. We're talking Utah. So we caught.
But that wasn't under the dock. That was at the place with the bridge and stuff that we went kayaking.
That's under the bridge.
Yeah, if you were listening closely, I said under the bridge.
But we weren't exactly under it.
Okay. I caught something. Some new species. Was it a catfish?
You caught it. Hey,
Which was the
I
first
added a
one you caught?
largemouth bass
Yeah.
in Utah. That's not a giant.
Yeah, you added the channel catfish.
That's what it was.
our first channel cat of the trip. You caught a pretty big rainbow trout.
And carp.
Yeah, we caught a common carp.
Yeah, and I caught baby one.
Whoa. Okay, so let's back up for the count. We were at 3 in Wyoming. Then we went yellow perch, yellow bullhead catfish, channel catfish.
Yellow perch.
We said yellow perch.
Bass.
Largemouth bass, spotted bass, and then remember Willow Park, all the ones we caught at Willow Park? What kind of fish did we catch there?
Willow Park.
Yeah, at Willow Park.
We only caught bluegill.
Yeah, so we caught all those sunfish ones. So we got green sunfish, bluegill, and the hybrid.
What's the hybrid?
It was that one that had like the spots on the face like the green sunfish,
Oh,
but
yeah,
the stripes on the back like the bluegill.
And I caught a fish that was hurt, and his mouth was like.
Yeah, you got a pretty messed up bluegill, had a messed up mouth.
If you can see me, it was like.
Yeah.
And we went to that really cool fishing spot with Corey and the kids. It was like the water was kind of low.
Yeah.
Where was that? In the canyon?
Yeah, that was in the canyon, and
That
there
was
we
my
caught
favorites.
rainbow trout and one other type of trout.
No, I caught actually cutthroat trout there.
No, not there. We caught rainbows. You remember the other type? Remember we caught 4 types.
Brown trout.
Yeah, we caught the browns, the German browns in Logan Canyon.
We holded some snakes.
Yeah, we caught some snakes.
A turtle.
Turtle.
Yeah.
See,
Hey,
really-
and they have a crazy story about some of our
Oh, that's in Arizona.
One day, yeah, we
wait
have
for
some crazy
Arizona.
stories about our fishing. Can I tell something?
Yeah.
One day, me and my dad went fishing, and my dad had a catfish on his rod, and it pulled in, and Dad casted another rod out to catch it, and he caught the rod, then reeled in the fish. I'm explaining it. And he caught the rod with the hook.
That was pretty awesome.
And he caught the rod and then reeled in the fish. And with the fish still on it.
So I caught a
reeled in
fishing pole that caught a fish.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Pretty sweet. That was in Arizona. We might clip that and move it up forward, let Lincoln tell that story. Some other fun things about Utah. Met up with another college buddy.
We went kayaking.
Shout out Max Doxy. We went on some trail runs. The Logan Canyon was just gorgeous. So we went on a couple trail runs around Logan Canyon, and then around like just downtown Logan. We ran from the temple there around like the college, Utah State. We did a couple hikes up in the canyon, and then we tried the Aggie
Creamery.
Ice Cream Creamery. Aggie Blue Mint Ice Cream, which is decent. It's pretty good.
I thought it tasted like toothpaste.
I thought it tasted like mint chocolate chip that was dyed blue. Yeah, not bad. We did some boating, some kayaking. We tried fishing from the canoe. That didn't go great.
Dad, can I say something?
Yeah, what are you gonna tell?
It's about another fishing.
Okay.
So was it in Utah? No, Arizona. We're not in Arizona yet. One day we were going fishing and we just met a new friend, and we were fishing with worms, and I caught a tiny little shiner. We did catch a shiner on this trip.
It wasn't a shiner.
Yeah,
It was a threadfin shad.
Yeah, fish.
You caught a bait fish.
Yeah. And Dad, we should have kept it and went to the sea. And just
We were pretty far from the sea in Arizona.
Yeah, just use a plane and go to the sea.
Yeah, could have.
You guys also love the next door neighbors in Utah.
Yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, and one time we snuck into their backyard without any grown-ups knowing. Yeah, and they were having a party, and there was a slide it was really fun, and I bounced on the slide, and I was like keep bouncing all the way down, and it was really fun. And next up, Arizona.
No, we still got more Utah.
Oh, yeah. Somehow I forgot about Utah.
Yeah, it was 2 months ago.
But this is how it feels.
But we went to a Episcopalian church for 2 weeks, which is a cool experience. I don't think, well, we definitely hadn't done that all together, but for the boys, it was definitely our first time.
So my family members go to an Episcopal church in the area, and we got to go to 2 Sunday services. So we got to do one that was just like a normal Sunday service, and just see what an everyday Sunday is like there. And then
Hands to yourself, please.
we also got to go to 150th, I think, 150th anniversary of the church founding, and so that was like a really big
In that
deal.
area.
Yeah, in that area. That was a really big deal. So they did like a Saturday night celebration where a bunch of the community had come together, and a bunch of local leaders were talking about the history of the church in the area and all the good that they've done. And the Utah bishop for the Episcopal Church was visiting and gave a speech, and then Sunday we got to go do like a really fun celebration service. And then, yeah, like Harvey said, we went to a celebration luncheon at a country club afterwards. So that was just really fun to get to know new people and worship with people, and
Just add it to the list of experiences.
Yeah.
From the trip. It was cool. I enjoyed that.
Pokemon cards in the background.
There you go. All right, anything else from Utah that we did,
Yeah?
guys?
Yeah?
we celebrated your birthday.
Celebrated my birthday. My overall take on Utah is I thought the landscape was awesome. I thought that the mountains that were there were unbelievable. The fishing was great. The hiking and the running and the color changes was great.
We did the air tunnel, the tunnel.
The wind
The
caves.
wind caves, yeah, like that was one of the hikes that we did that was awesome, where we just hiked up a mountain into these caves that they say were formed by wind, but they're just like carved out of the mountain. And we walked through all those, and it was cool. And
That was well worth it.
so it's definitely a cool adventuring area. I don't know if that region is the place that I would be most excited to live full time. It's just, I don't know if I meant for a college town. Logan was a college town. It was kind of busy.
Next.
Yep. Good point, Harv. But yeah, so I really enjoyed our month there. Super grateful that we got to be by family and made a bunch of cool memories there.
We also did the Ogden Dinosaur Park. So we actually did we started homeschool field trips. We hadn't really done any of those in Wyoming.
We've done the thing.
Yeah, went to the dinosaur park, and then we also did like the Provo Orem area that last weekend with my side of the family and saw there.
Went to the Discovery Children's Museum in Salt Lake
Went to
and
the thing.
got to spend time with some old friends and some of Brandon's cousins, and yeah, it was a little. I really loved Utah as a state, like the landscape. It was a little too crowded, I think.
Yeah, it's way too crowded.
So I guess
Not right this second, Linda.
we're filming a video, Link. We're still talking. I guess while we were in Utah, we also did a week in Las Vegas. So we went to Vegas as a family because I had to go there for work for a trade show. So we decided to make a trip out of it since Jaden's got some family there too. So we saw Vegas, and we love Vegas. There's a bunch of craziness there too, but it's a fun place. And I think we really like it.
I'm a gamer on my iPad.
Oh, you're a
A gamer
gamer.
iPad person.
Goofball.
But
I'm not a ball, I'm a human.
you're a goof human. What's that?
Hey Dad, if you say I'm a goof human, I'm goofy. Yeah, Goofy from
All right, so we did Utah. Right, where'd we go after Utah?
Arizona.
Arizona. We stayed in Gilbert, Arizona.
Shout out to the Garners.
Shout out to the Garners. Thanks for hosting us. We had some friends from college that encouraged us to try the Phoenix area. So one that we just knew from school, and I ran on a student government ticket with them, and another one that I played baseball with, who lives there. They all had kids our age too, so we had a blast all month playing with their kids. And the fishing was a little bit more stagnant.
Mm-hmm.
Really all we caught was a bunch of catfish.
Yeah.
So that,
I caught a
the other
catfish at
places
least.
that we went had like
We caught a bird.
wild
Very
bodies of
big.
water.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's the right way to describe it, but this was all like man-made lakes.
Little community ponds.
Yeah. So it's just a different type of fishing.
So we caught a bunch of catfish. So we probably caught the biggest fish of our trip so far. You know, with the catfish. So that was pretty fun. Caught a bunch of but we did catch. We added Nile tilapia and blue tilapia.
Wait,
to-
we caught a blue tilapia?
That was the one we caught most of.
I caught yeah.
So we caught tilapia on the trip. Had it there. Caught one decent sized bass, which was fun. But yeah, a bunch of catfish. And we were there in October, and it was still the first couple weeks.
Pretty toasty.
105 degrees in October. And it was the first place that we lived when we started to think about Halloween costumes, wondering if they'd be too hot in them. But
And I think you have kind of an aversion to the cold, and mine is like extreme heat. That just really, I wasn't like excited to go outside when it's that hot. Once it cooled down, it was beautiful. I loved getting outside.
well, I just like extreme dry. Like
I didn't care
that's
the
why
heat unless I had water.
that's why I like the sauna over the steam room. I don't want to go in the steam room and sit in like crazy humidity. I want to go in the sauna where it's more dry. And I think because I like the sauna, I don't mind the heat. But I think as long as it's dry and you can find a little bit of shade, like Harvey said,
You
you
have
can
some
get a little
water.
bit of water and I'm fine. So I have no problem out there. Let's see, what are some things we did in Arizona, guys? We did,
We wanted to do the Grand Canyon.
yeah, we didn't get to do the Grand Canyon. It was too far away.
We
went
saw,
out.
the boys and I saw Saguaro National Park with all the cacti.
Yep, cacti. We went out to a cousin's house way out in the desert, where we basically started in Phoenix, drove 4 hours through nothing in the desert to get to a town that's just kind of plopped out there in the desert, and spent a weekend out there, getting to see family we don't get to see that often. That was awesome, seeing cousins and swimming.
I really loved going to church out in the desert. It was like a small little congregation, but everybody there.
I didn't
just
like all the old
good people.
at Zach and Wednesday's.
Apparently Harvey's anti-old people.
Yeah, that was just a very enjoyable experience. Genuine people out there.
Yep.
What
But
is more cool?
I loved the town of Gilbert. Like going downtown Gilbert felt a lot like Lodi, a lot like home to me. It, even though it was busy, like
Spread out nicely.
Yeah, it's spread out nicely. The mountains weren't right on us, so you could have everything and still keep everything, spread out. But had access to everything that we needed.
Got to see some Lodi friends
Yep.
that have moved there. We got to see my cousin who moved out there also, and they breed dogs. So we got to play with all their little puppies. That was
Yeah,
fun.
I even got to hold one. That's so cute. And there's this one white one and one black one that really fitted out. That didn't really.
So if you're looking for a dog, if you're looking for a Bernedoodle, hit them up.
We know some people. But it felt like Wyoming was the state we did the most, like, just adventuring in. Utah, we caught the most species of fish in. We killed it in Utah fishing-wise. And the story of our Arizona month was like we didn't do as much exploring or catch as much diverse fish, but there's a ton of reunions.
Or if you gotta sit down normal, okay?
Oh, I got bored.
Yeah, a bunch of reunions that college friends, family from both sides, friends from our hometown, that it was a great month of seeing people. And then I got to, in both places, I've done meetups with people from my company, which has been really cool because we're all 100% remote. So unless we get to see them at a trade show a couple times a year, we just see each other over Zoom. So in each place that we're going, I'm looking up to see who from the company is there and trying to organize a little meetup. So we've gotten to meet a good group of people from both Utah and Arizona with the company we're in. So that's been pretty cool.
We got to do a lot of Halloween activities.
Yep.
Carved some pumpkins, went to Halloween parties, trick-or-treated.
You guys want to tell your Halloween costumes?
Harry Potter.
Lincoln, what were you for Halloween?
Draco Malfoy.
He said Draco Malfoy.
And now he's just
We
like,
had some-
don't bug me.
We had some Halloween people. For one of the trunk or treats, I was a Harlem Globetrotter.
And then they switched.
And didn't even need to buy the costume because I already had the outfit. I had brought a Harlem Globetrotters uniform to play, or if I find pickup basketball in the places that we go. It worked great for Halloween costume. Then on Halloween, Jade wore that and I wore a referee's shirt. So we had a couple's costume.
And got called a zebra.
Yeah. But yeah, I liked Arizona a lot. I'd love to go back. I can see myself living there. Anything else stand out to you guys? No? Yeah, I'm trying to think.
Homeschool's going well, right?
Yep.
You like it? We did our Unit 1 assessments.
Yep.
So basically they're a quarter down with school, which is crazy that we've already done 3 months of our trip, 3 months of school.
Yep.
It's going by really fast.
I've been really impressed with the boys and how they've adapted to each place that we've gone. Well, made friends, stayed consistent on their school, and I think in November, some things we're going to focus on is getting a little bit sharper on our routines. That I think in Wyoming we nailed it. We were right away. And then Utah, we had some family, had a little bit more of a support system, and started to kind of get out of routine. I think we still did great.
Take a little nap.
Okay.
All out. There.
But yeah, I'd like to be a little more conscious of the routines that we're setting, especially with I think what we eat. We got a little lax on what we eat. I feel, at least I did.
I barely ate out in Arizona.
That doesn't necessarily mean eating out. Is what I was eating.
Talking about your candy goal?
Yeah, I set a candy goal, and this I think it's a double-edged sword, because in Wyoming I set a candy goal to not eat any candy till Halloween, and I made it all of August, September, and October with no candy. But that was the only rule I had, so I just transferred the cravings to other things. So now that I got rid of the candy craving and the habit there, now I need to focus on
I'm done.
consuming better things.
Something I've noticed living in 3 different houses in the last 3 months is that the layout of a house really contributes to my energy levels, or like just how productive I am. And that shouldn't be an excuse. It's just like an observation that I've, like, if there's kind of just like one main living space, I feel like I'm less productive. Just kind of hang out there.
So what do you look for?
Well, that's why I'm looking forward to this Houston house, because I feel like things are just a little bit more like spread out, and there's like purposes for each space, and there's a yard. I'm learning how important it is that we have, especially on this trip, a yard to
Yard's big.
send the kids out and play and take breaks throughout the day, and for me to have a set place to go outside too. So
Yeah, we really
I never noticed how much that affects me.
Yeah, the thing I want is a big yard.
We had big yards in Wyoming and in Utah.
Yeah. But there's too many grasshoppers.
Where?
Wyoming and Utah.
Too many grasshoppers?
So many.
Yeah, because that's a good thing because I love catching them. But I always get throw up and pee on me. Blood.
Gross.
Oh, this is going back to Utah. But remember when the boys were playing outside and you thought you saw something and then you went out there and these deer just came like sprinting across the yard? That was pretty intense.
Yeah, I about pooped
No.
myself. No, I didn't see something.
Lincoln got the scare of his life.
It was
I just-
Wyoming.
Oh, that was Wyoming. You're right.
No, that was when the boys got scared by the deer running through the yard in Wyoming. But mine
No,
was
I
in
didn't
Utah.
get scared. I thought it was cool. Lincoln got freaked out.
Thank you for the clarification.
All right. But yeah, I had to go out to the car late at night to get something. And there's motion detector lights out in the front yard, but they hadn't gone on yet. And it was pitch black. So I was walking from the front door out to the garage, which is probably 40 yards away. Kind of just walking through the dark. And then all of a sudden, something runs in front of me. And I freaked out because I could hardly see it. But then that triggered the motion detector light. And I saw it. And it was a deer that just happened to be eating grass or something, was standing in the front yard that I couldn't see. But it scared the junk out of me out there in the middle of the night.
Wait, Dad, did you fall backward?
I did not fall backwards. I went, ah! Probably didn't put my hands up like that.
I think you did. Might have been a little higher pitched squeal too.
Nah, that was probably it. It's probably pretty close without the hands. Ah! Throw more all on the shoulders. Ah.
Yeah, some activities I'd like to do in Texas is, of course, fishing. Utah is where I kind of caught the fishing bug. They've been fishing, the boys have been fishing for a while, and I just haven't really gotten into it. But we did one fishing day in Utah where I was able to catch a lot of fish in a row and learn what it feels like, and so now I enjoy it. Now I don't mind going with you guys now. But so I'm looking forward to fishing. I want to get back to watching our National Geographic National Parks
Yeah.
videos. We were doing movie nights and watching those, and that was fun. Playing a lot of games. We didn't play a ton of games last month.
Yeah.
So having our family game nights.
Wait, the Arizona month or the Utah
Arizona.
month?
Do you guys have any goals that you want to set for Texas? What are some things that you want to work on? Anything like that? We are starting to make sure that we plan our travel days to be on the weekends. It's just hard to travel in the middle of the week and try to plan stops or service areas around my work.
Wait, I do have a goal.
We do have Wi-Fi in the car, so I have been able to do my work as we. It's just not the most effective. So we're gonna try to plan some better our weekend travel. What were you gonna say, Harv?
My goal was not to go outside without telling you guys something. I have been going outside a lot without telling you guys.
I think you think you're sneakier than you are. We usually know if you go outside.
What if I sneak in the door? Makes no sound at all.
I don't know if we talked about our Utah Airbnb canceling on our last video, but we have to share Houston one too.
Yeah, 2 months in a row. We're a week out. Airbnb host has to cancel. So again, we panicked. Luckily, we Jade's got friends and family in that area, so we're able to find someone with a rental property and get a house figured out. But we're trying to stay about 2 months booked out in this. So we have our next 2 months planned. We're like, okay, we don't want to have to be scrambling for a house, but now 2 months in a row, even though we've been booked out, we've had people cancel on us last minute.
And our Utah location, that was like legit. It was a condo, and the condo next door flooded. So there's nothing they could do. They had to rip out the floors. It was worse for them than it was for us, honestly. But for the Houston one, it was a family emergency, they say, happened last minute.
I don't think it was actually.
We're not sure if that's what it was, but that's okay. I think it worked out better. We're really excited about our Houston Airbnb.
Are we?
But canceling, that's been, I don't feel like we've had a lot of stress on our crash course so far. And that has been one of the more stressful events when they cancel. Because it's not like it's not like we're canceling a weekend trip or just like a 1 week thing. It's really hard to find a place in an area that we want, that has everything we want, for a full month that someone else hasn't already booked somewhere in the middle. So it does get a little bit stressful, but we've been able to find good places both times, and I think it's always worked out for the best.
Yep. Car is held up. The crack's still growing. If you remember from the last video, in the middle of the crack, our windshield cracked. Semi threw a rock at it, and it's growing, so we're going to have to get this windshield replaced. But this car has still been great.
It's comfy.
We are Subaru fans. We've had it
Oh,
in.
really? We weren't before we got this car.
Now we are.
Yeah, we are. They have made fans of
We're
us.
fans of Subaru with sense.
We are converted.
Yeah. So we've taken it in the mountains. We've taken it in the valley. We've taken it in the desert.
Taking it through the forest.
Yep, the forests. It's gotten us a lot of places. It's doing well. What else?
Is the car Wi-Fi, honest review, so far, is the car Wi-Fi worth it? Do you feel like it works really, does it work as well as you thought it would?
It is worth it. As I say, we paid $200 for the year. It's supposed to be unlimited Wi-Fi hotspot. At first, it's called Subaru Starlink, and when I subscribed to it, I thought that we were getting like Elon Musk Tesla Starlink, so we'd have wider coverage than our Verizon hotspots. But that's not the case. It's provided through, I believe it's AT&T. So it's not like in random places where we don't get any cell service, we can turn on the car whenever we get it. That's not the case. But it has been nice, because in the times where I've had to work from the car, being able to have a dedicated Wi-Fi hotspot for that has been great. My iPad is not data enabled, so it's a Wi-Fi only iPad. So as I bring it where we go, if I need to do a call from the car, if I need to work while we're driving, I think it's been worth it. And the same thing with our boys' iPads. They're not data enabled, they're Wi-Fi only. So on these long trips, we have a Wi-Fi hotspot for them. We don't have to worry about tethering our phones. And now we basically have AT&T coverage combined with Verizon coverage. So maybe sometimes one will be better than the other, but I think it's worth it. Now, but it made the price much more understandable. But man, $200 a year for Starlink internet. Not the case.
Yeah, so far, I would say the internet's been well worth it. Loving the car, and getting to, I've been really happy with the Airbnbs that we've had so far. Those have all gone really smoothly too.
Clothes-wise, we've only been going down in clothes. We started with what we felt like was nothing, but then we realized that when your activities are pretty much the same, and you have those routines, and you have access to washers and dryers, you don't need tons of clothes. And in fact, clothes that just I hadn't worn yet on the trip, donated, got rid of, and that's been nice. It's been easier to pack this car up every month that we've been on the trip. It's been easier and easier to pack. One, because we're getting good at it. We kind of know where everything's going, everything's got a place. But two, there's just less of it, so it all fits better.
And even when we were renting in one location, I feel like we tried to be pretty minimal, but this is like next level, and I'm like sold on it. Like I just think it makes life so much easier, less stressful to have. Like when we pack up, we don't even have that much stuff that we need to pack, and I really liked not having all these like extra attachments.
Yeah. I could see when we're done with this, I could see me adding more clothes to it, but really it would just be duplicates of the same stuff that I have, so I didn't have to do laundry as frequently.
Yeah.
Because I have enough to do anything that I want to do at any like level, but if I want to do that every day, then I have to do laundry once or twice a week. I'm not saying it's bad.
I get what you're saying.
Yeah, there's things are going to come up when it's just not convenient to do the laundry. We need to put it off.
Yeah.
But we don't have the luxury of putting off laundry because we don't have enough to cycle through.
It's true.
So on these travel days, we'll pack all of our stuff up in the main suitcases. So all the suitcases are on the roof, basically. So they're packed up in the cargo bag. Not really super accessible or easy to get to. So on the day where we're kind of packing up, leaving, and arriving, we just put a day or two's, like 2 days worth of clothes in our backpacks, so that way we can take that in and out of a hotel or use that to get us by. We don't have to be digging into the suitcases a bunch.
We're getting better every time. Better at packing it. Something that I'm learning to be flexible with and adjust to is these in-betweens. So when we had the car all the way packed for Utah to Arizona, but we were doing a couple days with some family, so we kind of packed a weekend bag. And then this is a 2-day trip, or one of our longer legs, so we needed an overnight bag. And that's like, I've noticed, kind of like frustrating to me. Like I just want to like pack it all, get in the car, get to the next place, unpack it, and I don't like having to like shift things around and having these like loose items. Anyway, weird, maybe not relatable to anybody else, but something I'm learning to just let go of the control.
You don't like having 2 days worth of stuff in a bag and the rest in something else?
Yeah, because I already feel like I'm living out of a suitcase, and it's like meta, like suitcase out of a suitcase.
Where I've loved, like, the fact that I don't have enough variety to have a choice in what to wear. Like, basically I have 2 of everything. So I have 2 sleeping or I have 2 fishing and 2 long pants, 2 shorts, 2. So I can mix and match and I can make things go a long way. But it's very little decision making. And I like that a lot. It does make me, though, where I think in Lodi I was looking for good deals on stuff. I was like, hey, okay, as long as I can get this thing for a good price, right, then that's where I had my clothes and that kind of things there. Where now I don't want to replace it as often, so I'm not just looking for the good price. I do find that being minimal has me focusing on quality maybe a little bit more than I was in the past. But I don't think that's a bad thing. In fact, I think I appreciate that now, because now I love basically each piece that I have. And it's good quality, it's going to last a while. I don't look at anything I have and be like, dang it, that's the only thing I have left to wear.
You have really gotten that down to a science.
Yeah.
That's not something that I put a lot of. My clothes was kind of the afterthought of my packing, I guess.
that I only wear for golf, or only wear for softball, or only wear for running, or wear this to work and wear this to camp. Like, I like having things with specific purposes. Now I have, shifting to things that have to be able to serve multiple purposes. Remember when we were talking about the car, once we identified the must-haves and then the really wants, it became really easy to pick the car, because as soon as something didn't have all the must-have, it was an immediate stop thinking about it and toss it off. That's how I feel with like the clothes now. Like, I have certain things that it's got to be multi-purpose. There's got to be room for it. I have to love it. It has to be comfortable. Like all those things. So now, as soon as something doesn't fit that one of those now it's really easy. Oh, I don't need to buy that thing because it doesn't fit my box.
And this might change after we are not on a trip like this, but I enjoy shopping, but I feel like I used to want to do it more. And now that we just have a suitcase, it's not something I really ever think about. Like, we were just in a really cool spot in Gilbert with a lot of cool shopping, and like, I just didn't really think about it, because if I'm going to get anything new, I'm going to have to get rid of something. It has to be better than what I already have.
Where I feel like for the first time now, I'm actually shopping. Before, I wasn't going out shopping, I was going out buying. Like, if I went out and say, oh, I'm going out to this, I was like, I'm gonna buy something. So I'm gonna find something that I'm gonna buy that. Where now I have to actually shop. I have to identify what I need. I can't just buy the first thing that comes out, because it's not always gonna fit all my boxes. So now I actually have to like shop and look for something that is gonna be exactly what I need. It is getting hard with hats. Like, I had a bajillion hats beforehand, but I committed that I'm only going to bring with the hats that I can fit in my hat case, and I can fit 6, maybe 7. So every time I see these awesome hats in all these places that we're going, I think, well, if I'm going to buy that, I have to get rid of one that's in the case. And I'm going to get rid of all of them. I didn't have one get damaged, and one that I realized I just wasn't wearing, so I have 2 open spots. I need a good all-weather hat. I want to get a Mellon hat, Mellon brand.
Oh, yeah, I like those.
Yeah, that'll be a good multi-purpose one. And probably a new fishing hat. I have the Patagonia one that I like, the 5-panel one. That Alaska one's just getting grungy.
The boys' clothes are getting pretty grungy because they play hard,
They play hard.
and they play outside, and they're wearing, like, they share a suitcase, so they're wearing the same stuff all the time. So I'm kind of looking forward to a change in seasons and being able to switch out their wardrobe a little, freshen it up a little bit.
Yeah. But yeah, I'd say it's a success. In Arizona, we kind of hit our first wall of like, whoa, this takes energy. And we realized, and that's why I have the goals to eat better. Because I realized that if we want to keep this up, we want to be good at this, we want to keep having positive experience, we got to have high energy levels. So exercise and food is going to be key in that. So those are my goals for November in Houston, Texas.
Woo!
Anything else you want to say before we go, boys?
The place of my birth.
I'm listening to music right now.
Harvey wants you to know he's listening to music right now.
Okay, I'll pause it. What?
So anything you want to say before we end the video?
Please subscribe.
Oh, please subscribe.
Like and subscribe.
I'm really going to try to make more shorts too.
Please
Because we spent a lot of time with people.
Got out of the habit of making content.
Because we were with people, I was more with those people and less focused on making videos or doing stuff. Yes. I have set a goal to put out more shorts throughout the month, so we have more stuff to keep up with. But yeah, looking forward to this next month in Houston.
It's going well. We're learning a lot. Expected and unexpected.
Yep. See you next time.